知甘露，赐予尊师的永生，只教善解皆具足，无知是尊真传承。度脱弟子证菩提，唯愿尊师授教，其情上师庄严身，万寿无疆恒永驻，妙法普照十方界，尊师与我不舍离，不舍离。愿永不离善知识妙法。
Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. Glad you could get up early on a Saturday. So we're getting started a little bit late. We think people are kind of slow on a Saturday morning. But the topic today is going to be really excellent. And if we have a small, intimate group, all the more we can ask questions, you know, so it'll be good. And Rinpoche will be giving a relic blessing on your head at the end of the morning. So that'll be something really, really special. So tomorrow we have 3 events happening in the one day. In the morning at Mill Run Park at 9:30, we have the Dorje Kadro Fire Puja. This is a really important ritual creating merit and, most importantly, purifying negative karma, getting rid of a lot of our obstacles. So it'll be an outdoor event, so make sure that you dress warmly. It won't be terribly long, but it will be kind of cold because we'll be at the picnic pavilion there at Mill Run. And that's in Manlius. Yep. And it's easy to find if you set your GPS or go on, Manlius, the town of Manlius. Mill Run is pretty easy to find, and we'll be at the first picnic area, so you won't, when you get there, you won't have a trouble finding us. But it's a real exciting, active kind of an activity where everybody takes part, and so with being led by Rinpoche. So I hope that everybody can take the time to come to that. It's really an important one. And then at 3 o'clock at the Eastern Arts Yoga Studio in Syracuse, Rinpoche will be giving a talk on healing from trauma. Originally, it was for the veterans of the different wars who've experienced all the horrific things and how they've been traumatized and PTSD and so on. And they'll be coming, but it's open to the public. Anybody can come, and it'll be real worthwhile. What do you call that area? That's not Westcott area, is it? It is. Okay. Yeah, it's on the corner of Genesee and
Cambridge. It's right next to the firehouse.
Yeah. So that's at 3 o'clock. Okay. And then in the evening at 6:30 at Hendricks Chapel at SU, he'll be giving a talk to the Dharma students up there, but that's also open to everyone. He'll may possibly be leading a meditation and then giving a talk after that. So 3 things happening tomorrow. So be sure to check on our website and go back to our Facebook page periodically to get any updates. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. At the end of the Dorje Kadro Fire Puja, which is tomorrow morning at 9:30, at the end, people who want to bring their pets can get a blessing for their pets. So, yeah. Okay. One more thing. Every evening at 5:30, we are having Palden Lamo puja, tea offering puja here, pretty much every evening at 5:30, and everybody's welcome to come to that. Okay. Yeah, probably not tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow because there'd just be too much going on. But every evening, except tomorrow, you can expect to have that here. And I hope everybody can attend.
So please open your prayers before teaching book. And we'll begin on page 5. Oma hung, Oma hung, Oma hung. Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Smara Smara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Smara Smara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Smara Smara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Smara Smara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Smara Smara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. Om Smara Smara Vimana Sara Mahajava hung. I take refuge in the Gurus, I take refuge in the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Gurus, I take refuge in the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. I take refuge in the Gurus, I take refuge in the Buddhas, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. To the Buddha, Dharma, and Aryan Sangha I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By the merit from listening to the Dharma may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of benefiting all mother sentient beings. To the Buddha, Dharma, and Aryan Sangha I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By the merit from listening to the Dharma may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of benefiting all mother sentient beings. To the Buddha, Dharma, and Aryan Sangha I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By the merit from listening to the Dharma may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of benefiting all mother sentient beings. In particular, I must achieve enlightenment quickly in order to free all the numberless kind mother sentient beings from the unimaginable oceans of samsaric sufferings and lead them to peerless full enlightenment. For this purpose, I must listen and thereafter put into practice the teachings of the profound Buddha Dharma. Page 8. Teyata Shami Shamavati Shamita Shatru Ankure Mankure Marazite Karute Keore Tezowati Oloyani Vishuddha Nirmale Malapanaye Kukure Kaka Grasi Grasane Omuki Paramuki Amuki Shamitani Sarva Graha Bandha Nane Nigri Hitva Sarva Para Pravardina Vimukta Mara Pasha Sita Pitva Buddha Mudra Anu Gatita Sarva Mare Putsarita Pari Shura Vigat Santu Sarva Mara Karmani. I prostrate to the gathering of Dakinis of the three places, coming from the supreme holy site of space enjoying, who have the powers of clairvoyance and magical emanation and regard practitioners as their offspring. Akaha samara sa shadas rasa mara ya pe. Tayata gate gate para samgate bodhi soha. Through the power of the great truth of the words of the exalted three jewels, may all adverse conditions be overcome. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. May all the evils such as enemies, obstacles, and hindrances and adverse conditions be pacified. Shantim kuruye soha. May the 80,000 types of obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from adverse, harmful conditions. May everything conducive be obtained, and by the auspiciousness of everything good, may there be excellent happiness here and now. May all sentient beings achieve extraordinary superior happiness. May all sentient beings be free from the unbearable sea of suffering. May all sentient beings never be parted from the bliss of supreme liberation. May all sentient beings be free of all bias, attachment, and anger to near ones and aversion to others. To accomplish my own and others' aims, I generate the altruistic intention to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. To accomplish my own and others' aims, I generate the altruistic intention to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. To accomplish my own and others' aims, I generate the altruistic intention to attain enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actually offered and mentally transformed. I confess all my negative actions accumulated since beginning this time and rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until samsara ends and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate all the virtues of others and myself to the great enlightenment. The Heart Sutra. Thus have I heard. Once the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajgiri at Vulture Peak Mountain, together with a great gathering of the Sangha of monks and a great gathering of the Sangha of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One entered the samadhi that expresses the Dharma called profound illumination, and at the same time, Noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, while practicing the profound Prajnaparamita, saw in this way. He saw the 5 skandhas to be empty of nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra said to Noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, how should a son or daughter of noble family train who wishes to practice the profound Prajnaparamita? Addressed in this way, Noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, said to Venerable Shariputra, O Shariputra, a son or daughter of noble family who wishes to practice the profound Prajnaparamita should see in this way, seeing the 5 skandhas to be empty of nature. Form is emptiness, emptiness also is form. Emptiness is no other than form. Form is no other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, perception, formation, and consciousness are emptiness. Thus, Shariputra, all dharmas are emptiness. There are no characteristics, there is no birth and no cessation. There is no impurity and no purity. There is no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no perception, no formation, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. No appearance, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no dharmas, no I dhatu, up to no mind dhatu, no dhatu of dharmas, no mind consciousness dhatu, no ignorance, no end of ignorance, up to no old age and death, no end of old age and death, no suffering, no origin of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, and no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, since the bodhisattvas have no attainment, they abide by means of Prajnaparamita. Since there is no obscuration of mind, there is no fear. They transcend falsity and attain complete nirvana. All the Buddhas of the 3 times, by means of Prajnaparamita, fully awakened to unsurpassable, true, complete enlightenment. Therefore, the great mantra of Prajnaparamita, the mantra of great insight, the unsurpassed mantra, the unequaled mantra, the mantra that calms all suffering should be known as truth, since there is no deception. The Prajnaparamita mantra is said in this way, Tayata Om Gate Gate Para Samgate Bodhi Soha. Thus, Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva should train in the profound Prajnaparamita. Then the Blessed One arose from that samadhi and praised Noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, saying, Good, good, O son of noble family, thus it is. O son of noble family, thus it is. One should practice the profound prajna paramita just as you have taught, and all the Tathagas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, Venerable Shariputra and noble Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, that whole assembly and the world with its gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, rejoiced and praised the words of the Blessed One. Please offer 3 prostrations or 3 bows to Rinpoche.
Thank you. Good morning. So we will relax, make it an easy session, so there's no need to offer mandala and stuff like that. So I would like to say thank you for coming. And today's topic is talking about how to help people when they are dying. This is a topic that is sensitive. People don't like to hear about death. People don't like to hear about dying. And the more we don't like, the more we will freak out and suffer when time to die comes. Now, I'm here to teach or share what to do in a daily way, so that when the time comes for yourself and for others, you are familiar. You're familiar with the process of the so-called physical body death. The truth is actually we don't die. We don't die. Our consciousness continues to, in a way, the Western expression maybe is that continues to live on. So we don't die. Because many people think that after you die, there's no more. So therefore, you don't need to be responsible for the actions that one has done. Okay? We don't need to be responsible like that. So they think of there's just this one life only. So live life to the fullest, enjoy, okay? Do everything that you want, and you don't need to care about how other people think, how other people feel, don't need to care about how your actions will affect others and stuff like that. This is extremism. So when we talk about we want to how to help other people to die, we must first ask ourselves, are we willing to die? Are we willing to die? And how can we be willing to die? You know, the process of physical death is really not difficult at all. It's just physical death. Physical death, honestly, feels very much like falling asleep. You know, if somebody gets maybe those of you who are in the medical profession would know, you know, somebody gets into some accident and then after that, you know, the person is alive but is getting sleepy and falling asleep. You always tell the person, don't sleep, you know, right? Talk to me, don't sleep. Because the moment they fall asleep, they pass away. They die. So the physical process of death is not scary. It is the mental process of death that we have to deal with it. So when we want to help other people before they die, we really must first ask ourselves how we can help ourselves daily to let our past die. Now that is very important. Like if we were subjected to bullying as a child, or physical punishments as a child, or difficult family situations as a child, and then we hold on to that anger. We hold on to that anger, we hold on to that unhappiness. Some people just go to the other extreme, you know. They just tell themselves to switch off. And how do you know they switch off? They just do this. I don't know. It's okay. Never mind. Anything. Because it is a mechanism to not want to take responsibility, because they don't want to make their own life happen, because they don't want to get into trouble. Because the whole idea is they don't want to get into trouble. So we need to grow out of getting into trouble to turning yourself from zero to hero. The whole purpose of this talk is how we can transform ourselves from zero to hero. And zero to hero is, you cannot fly. Imagine if there's look at before this winter come, by autumn all the geese will have flown down south, right? You just think, can the geese fly high and fly fast if there's geese is carrying a luggage bag, right? For the geese, time to fly, just go. But for us, time to fly, we carry many things. So we don't know how to go. It's not that we cannot go, but we don't know how to go. So the first thing about the dealing with helping others with death is, first we need to help ourselves with our past. And the death, we must allow the death of our past to happen. We must let those anger, those unhappiness, and then let it die. Now the thing is, what do you feel is the best way to help a dying person die? Do you feel by scolding the dying person when the dying person will help the dying person? Do you feel? No, right? Do you feel converting the dying person? Tell the dying person, say, you must convert to my religion because the moment you believe in me, you will go to heaven. No, right? Okay. But how do you feel is the best way to help a dying person? You want to know? This you feel by reassuring and loving the dying person. Now I want to tell you how first we can have that own experience for ourselves. Is you have to start to go back to your own childhood and reassure yourself of your fear. Many of us are triggered, right? We are easily triggered by certain things. And then when we are triggered by certain things, how we grow up would manifest out. Because if we grow up by being scolded, talked down, and to settle the problem by brute force, then you will automatically become like that. You will automatically become like your parents or like whoever you were living with. So they say, use an iron to iron the situation flat so that there's no obstacle, everything is smooth. But it is by force. And then when by force happen, what happens? We are very hurt inside. So to help a person die, if we understand we want it to be by love, then you have to help your own past, your crying. For example, maybe there's a little Laura crying. There's a little Laura, 5-year-old little Laura crying. And now this Laura will go and hug that little Laura and just say, I understand, now I'm here with you. When we were young, we didn't have somebody to hug us, to assure us, to let us feel protected. And we had to face our situations ourselves. So, people now we talk and say, oh, you got to toughen up. You got to toughen up so that you'll be successful. You will know what to do in life, right? So, to toughen up, then we have to face our own fears. And then how do we face our own fears? We either toughen up and become, our mind, our body becomes totally switch off. Want to become very cool, very macho, to become very big, and some people become very big, very fat, right? Why? Because they don't want to get hurt. Some people on the other side keep on do muscle bodybuilding to become very macho because they don't want other people to mess with them. Some other people would be doing totally denial, right? So when you see things, right? Some people, the way they talk is like playing and by sarcasm, poking fun and this and that, It slowly becomes a habit, and then it becomes a irreversible bad habit that, according to Dharma, is called gossiping. Because the speech pattern is to somehow a little bit like make fun of other people, but looks like it is play. So it's actually passive aggression. And it's not gentle speech. What are the 4 activities of increasing the Dharma according to Shakyamuni Buddha? Right? Generosity. Okay, give me a minute. Ethan. Geshitashi. Right? So what are the 4 activities? Practice what you preach. Right? And then give good advice. Generosity with gifts. Right? Generosity with gifts and advice. And also ourselves, also loving and caring for loving and caring for others. Right? Loving. But you know, how can you be the loving and caring bodhisattva yourself? You need to practice it on ourselves. Let your past, allow your past to die. How do you allow your past to die? Let's say there's a little Taiwu, there's a little Lennox. Now this Lennox is 12 years old. But this Lennox he understands the pain of a 3-year-old screaming Lennox, frightened Lennox, 2-year-old frightened Lennox. So he goes down there, sit down and say, it's okay, now I'm here. Right? You have to do this for yourself. Nobody can do this for you. Because if you don't want to hug yourself, or like maybe any teenager, you know, some teenagers when they are growing up, they talk, right? Then later on they stop talking. You realize? They stop talking. What is the purpose of, why do they stop talking? Because they just don't want to talk anymore. Because everywhere, anything that they say, hit by the wall. We receive the cold wall syndrome. So then why talk? Why even bother? And then that becomes the way we live our life. We think, why bother? Why even talk? Don't care. So we really need to be, we give the good advice. We practice what we preach, right? And the generosity, and then also the generosity of love and kindness to ourselves first. This is very important. So to ourselves, you pick up your little, actually in the fire puja, when we do fire puja, there's a great tantric ceremony, right? The master, let's say if I'm doing on your behalf, so in certain part of the puja, when we offer the ingredients, we actually, let's say if I do for you, let's say you request the puja to be done, so you sponsor this puja, and then when we are doing this prayer, then you become like a baby. Since the guru who is performing the puja is the deity is bathing and reassuring, bathing, purifying and loving and the baby. Like baby. This being now becomes very small like a baby. So the deity is very big, right? Deity. Then the deity pick up the baby and grow. Protect the baby, bless the baby, purify the baby like this. Yeah. So, what is important is that we must first see be accepting about what triggers us and don't judge why we are triggered. We are triggered. And when we are triggered, we must know what happened to us that we got triggered. What happened? Right? Sometimes with age, we mellow down. But that does not mean you are not triggered. So now as a Dhamma practitioner, they say, the person, you see what Buddha said. Buddha said, you want to practice, you want to be free, you want to have nirvana, become arhat, first renounce. So the physical renunciation become monks, nuns. Then they practice, they face their own trigger by meditation. Not just for themselves. First is for themselves, then later is for feeling for all beings. Then your heart slowly becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. How does your heart become bigger? Because the love becomes greater. Right? You look at a small child's heart is so big. That's why when a child laughs, laugh very loud. Cry very loud. Right? But adult, heart, because of all the hurt, because of all the everything, all the pettiness, all the everything, then the heart becomes smaller, until the heart only got space for 1 or 2%. Sometimes so small, don't even have space for themselves. right? So, when you do your practice, many people say, I do the practice, but I don't feel it. You know how you have to feel it? First, you need merits. You need to help yourself. And many people say, does it help the dead? I say, first, it can only help the dead if you first receive the help yourself. Right? Make offerings of flowers, make offering of fruit, make offering of light, make offering of water, make offering of incense. That's all you can make, right? Right? What else can you make? Later in your practice, if it becomes you really firmly believe and everything, then you build a building that can house many people to practice together. Like yesterday, what I said, if there's a thunderstorm, don't be Gandalf to stop the weather, right? You build a house and hide inside. That is your refuge, right? The house is the refuge, like your refuge in Guru, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So, when we have problems, when we don't know how to face ourselves, when we don't know how to deal with our situations, we need physical merits. What is the proof of the physical merit being real? Lama Tsongkhapa did many prostrations, and then he could see the Buddhas manifesting in front of him, but only up to where? Up to the head, and then it stops. And so Lama Tsongkhapa asked, he could speak to Lord Manjushri. He asked Lord Manjushri, please, how can I fully see the Buddhas, the glorious form of the Buddhas? And Lord Manjushri told him, say, do the longer recitation, the praise to every single Buddha in front, before their names, and do the prostration. And he did that, and with time, slowly can start to see more of the neck and then the chin and everything, and goes up until he saw them. So the practice, if you feel that you cannot make flower offering, incense offering, light offering, this and that, if you cannot, right? Anyway, it's always our choice. Honestly, you cannot do in your house, you can do somewhere else. So just by doing, you can, doing prostration, doing meditation, making offering. The easiest is making offering, buying the offering, arranging the offerings, doing recitation. That's the easiest. The second one is the inner offering, transforming the offering with your mind. Right? The third one, the most difficult one, is the actual doing, like the prostration, actually doing the mandala offering, because we are lazy. We are tired. Even we know, we don't do. For example, exercise. You know exercise is good for you. Then why don't you do? Why? Because just tired, just don't do. There's no why, just don't do. You understand? So how do you want to extend your life? How do you want to extend this life, not just the physical body life, but how do you want to extend your aura of love, the emanation of your being, of maybe English word soul, is true here, like this, what I'm saying. First is to repair the hole in the pot. All of us like one cooking pot, but inside got holes. Right? Whatever goes in slowly drains out because the pot is not sealed, not repaired and not sealed. So our anger, our this and that, So you see, right? If Shakyamuni Buddha, perfect being, still have Devadatta and other people to say his faults, what to say about us? What to say about, even, His Holiness Dalai Lama, so great, brings so much great benefit to all beings. Still many people don't like him. Why? Is it because His Holiness' fault, or is it their own perception? So Buddhism, so we see Buddha himself, did Buddha become a Buddha because he purified his perception of body, speech and mind? Yes. Or is it that he must make and settle the whole world of all the problems? Not possible. The world still have problem today. The world still have problem today because people, because of their obstacle, their secret obstacle, whenever they try to come and practice Dharma, they face obstacle. Because they have a great karmic creditors, or they have also maybe their own childhood fears. They don't want to face when they listen to Dharma. They get very easily triggered. They get very easily angry. Not because of the fault of Buddha's teaching, nor is it the fault of the teacher, but it's because they don't know how to handle it themselves. So they decided, I don't want to practice. I don't want to practice Buddhism. I don't want to have a guru. I don't want to practice this. So why? It's because they are triggered and therefore they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know what to do. Just don't do. And it is a fact. So when we say how to help a dying person, you also do exactly the same thing. You tell the dying person, before the person is progressively, when the person is weak and dying, help them say, I send light to your child, or to you when you were a child. There's one thing I want to share with you now is when you have the situation that's very difficult and you do not know how to deal with it. We all have, right? We all have, right? How do you do? Do you want to know? Yeah? You need to know, right? Are you willing to do it? Right? Is you have to surrender grasping it. As the inner mandala offering, the object of my anger, attachment and ignorance, I offer. Instead of I run away, don't see, like is it ostrich? Put the head in the ground. Don't see means no problem, right? We know we have this problem, but we don't know how to deal with it. Then we must accept that. We offer this as an inner offering and offer to Guru, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Because the whole idea is not that the Guru, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha can help you, or they can wipe away your problem with a piece of cloth. But the main thing is it helps us to release the grasping for our problem. What is the proof that our problem is due to our own grasping? You want to know? You want to know? Very simple. Have you heard old people telling you their grandfather's story, grandmother's story? Right? Like my grandmother was always telling me the story. Oh, your grandfather said, because of the injustice he suffered during World War II, he was beaten up real badly, and then after that, and everything. So your grandfather always said, teach the children and the grandchildren and the future generations to always hate the Japanese. Right? And there, the grandson is happily eating Japanese food. Oh, nice, yeah. Go to Japan. Oh, good. You see? Because that is his problem. That is his situation, his truth. Now, with the time of us, it's different. Do I want to carry on the generation curse? Okay? And the proof is that when you are keeping the past hatred, or you feel the injustice of how things are, maybe in school, maybe in temple, maybe in a community, maybe in whatever place that people, and then you remember the hurt, and then you are very upset. What happens? You decide that, you don't want to do, you want to run away, you want to this, you want to give, and then you keep on saying bad things, keep on saying bad things. It's like a person fell down, but don't want to take responsibility. Why he fell down? He blamed the government, blamed the blamed the house owner, blamed the floor, blamed the tree, blamed the birds, blame somebody for distracting, and then scold and curse and curse. Is this a good situation to be in? No. Yesterday I said, right, when something happens, what do you do? Laugh. Just laugh. Laugh. Learn to enjoy the journey. Laugh at the situation and just laugh at the situation. You don't have to laugh at yourself. Just laugh. Just learn to laugh. Right? We learn to laugh again. Learn to smile again. Everything that happens, like when the big tree come from small seed, right? And the tree didn't die. It just continued to grow and grow and grow and grow into a big tree. Did the tree not have insects biting it? Not have birds sitting on it and shitting on it? Not have squirrels? Not have worms? Right? And not have maybe some other plants growing on it and everything, some mold and this and that. Have everything, but the tree is except he didn't shoo everything away just because as it become a great tree, it happens. It just happens. You're not triggered by it anymore because it becomes like when a small child wants to learn how to walk, a small hole, wow, big thing, right? Don't know how to cross. As an adult, and just step over it. It doesn't bother you anymore. There will always be holes on the floor, on the ground. It must start with ourselves willing to let our past die. Die happily. Because that past is the painful past, must die happily. Your painful past, you must allow your painful past to die happily, willingly, not happily, willingly. Feeling safe to die willingly. Most of us don't feel safe. But you must feel safe to let your past, that child and everything. So you assure the child and everything, then you recite your mantras, your prayers, and put that painful child, everything you assure, then you smile, then the child smile, hug and love, hug that child as long as you want. That little Laura, that little Taiwu, that little me, that child who needed to be hugged when it was hurt. Hug as long as you want. You can use a pillow to represent that. You can use a soft toy to represent that. Do it. And until you feel it's safe, that that child is safe and secure, then you know what to do? You must now send the child to go on its way. You want ascension. We need to have ascension, right? That child who has no more crying needs to ascend. Like in the mandala offering we send up, right? So you, in a bubble of rainbow, you offer this past as a karmic. We learn this karmic lesson, and you offer to Buddha, to Avalokiteshvara, Chenrezig, Kuan Yin, or whatever, whoever your preferred deity, partner deity. Right? The main thing is offer and let the child feel, as he's flying up to the heavens, that little child look at you and say thank you. Finally he's free. Similar to beings who have died and become ghosts, they are stuck in that time capsule. So you are putting that child, your own past, into a time release from that time capsule and put into a rainbow. Or you can put, if you like, also you feel this child sitting on a lotus and on a rainbow, and then you offer, let it float to heaven, into Amitabha Buddha's heart. Right? Best, the past, that you cannot say float to heaven and don't know go where. Everybody asks me, then go where, and then go where. Go to Amitabha Buddha's heart. Amitabha Buddha, Buddha of love and light, will accept. Oh. The thing is, it must start with you willing to let your past die. Because when you have this experience, you must be willing to let your past, let it die peacefully, willingly, serenely. Then you can help a physical person who is dying do the same. Because your energy will be different. And when after the person physical death pass away, light many lamps and do many offerings before holy objects. Okay? And say the name of the dead person, and may this lamp guide you to the path of the light. Which is, the light itself is Amitabha Buddha. We Buddhists, then Mahayana, we really love Amitabha Buddha. He is the one that accepts all beings, all suffering beings into his pure land. Right? And his manifested assistant is Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin. So always pray to Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is white, compassion, purity, without judgment. Okay? Red is bright because we should not be living in the darkness of depression, but in love and in light. Okay? Let there be love, let there be light, let there be serenity. Freedom from the extreme of happiness and sadness and anger, extreme of emotions. You understand? Right? Then do that. Do that. Then when you are there, any sutra you recite, any mantra you recite, calling your guru from afar, the manifest result comes really quickly and beautifully. Okay? So this is a short teaching. I'm sharing. It really works. Okay?
Rinpoche, will you take questions?
Okay.
Anybody have any questions? I have a question then. So people die in all different ways. Some, their deaths are very peaceful and natural, and sometimes they're extremely violent and tragic. And sometimes people take their own lives. So my question is, what special practices should we do if someone has committed suicide?
We wait. My answer like now, 11 o'clock, means 2 legs, the dead will go. They will walk away. Right? What practice to do? Whatever practice you do, you don't know what practice to do, is do the practice I said just now. You yourself need to be at ease. You know, you cannot help other people when you're not at ease, not serene, not loving. Because like this, you know, I used to play with my children like this, you know. I say, just playing, tap on the shoulder of my child and say, okay, anybody bully you, just tell me, okay, I will protect you. Actually, I'm the one that is like playing the terrorist. Anybody bully you, you tell me, you know, like this. We are our terrorists. Who is the terrorist? We are the terrorists. If you have a very unfriendly and unloving and a scary, or your energy is a bit bullying and trying to bulldoze your way around, nobody wants to be helped by you. Even the best of your intentions. I help you, you know. Why you never accept my help? I come and help you, you don't want to accept my help? You must accept my help, you know. Because I want to help you. You must say yes, okay? Accept my help. Right? So this is the very thing that versus I'm here with you, you are safe. I will listen. Then you just are there. Can you feel the energy is changed immediately? I'm here with you. You are safe with me. Like Buddha, he's always here with us. And we're safe with him. That's why I think Syracuse has the most fantastic, this Buddha over here, you know. Why? Because of all the teaching Choling, this Buddha is the one that looks really very much like the one in Bodh Gaya. And the only one that is pure gold. The rest are gold paint. Right? So, observe when you see the Buddha's body, speech and mind. We really must surrender ourselves and tell Lord Buddha, may I become like you. I surrender. I know I have faults. I understand that, but I want to become like you. So the practice is, if you do Avalokiteshvara practice, you recite Om Mani Padme Hum, but with this mindset, you are safe with me. We go through this together. Not, I'm here to chant for you, you know. I'm your savior. You must accept. Repeat after me. Om Mani Padme Hum. Good. Namo Amitofo. Say. Namo Adi Tapat. Something like this. Say. Quick. Say. Right? The practice is the practice. How we manifest is how we manifest. The practice only becomes alive through us. Like the brand of the speaker is useless if there's no electricity. And if it is not adjusted, you know, and this and that, then it becomes useless. So, instead of my answer to your question is, whatever practice you are doing, do that. But add in the inner feeling of what I expressed just now. Don't do that. I'm here to help you. Accept my help. But do that one. I release my own idea and my own thoughts. I arise with love and compassion. I am here. I request my Guru to sit on the crown of my head and in my heart. I call upon the power of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas and their presence. I make offerings of them, my body, speech and mind, and a request for their magnificent blessings and power and love and light. Okay? Then you talk. You can talk to the dead being. Talk, even if the place is haunted. Talk to them. Slowly, slowly. It will not happen like this. Whatever that can happen like this, usually drugs and by beating. Right? Immediately will solve the problem, but they will never learn. They learn anger. But we want to slowly cultivate love and patience, slowly and slowly and slowly. So the real power, so that's why you see Babette is like this. Every one of us can do puja. Let's say all of us can do puja. Why is there always sometimes, many people will say, oh, if this Rinpoche do this practice, he do, then definitely it work. Is it the practice or is it then that the practitioner? It is the practitioner. Same music we play out of the, I almost said cassette tape, then I almost said CD, right? Then now I must say Bluetooth, right? Bluetooth. Oh, paint my teeth blue. Right, take a marker pen. Paint my Bluetooth, right? Same music that come out, different speaker, different quality of sound. Different feeling when you hear the sound. You know what that means? You know what that means? Anybody want to attempt to answer? What does that mean about the different speaker? What am I trying to say? You can talk very well and come say now.
Quality matters.
Quality matters. What else?
Maybe it's not the product, but the broadcaster person.
Yeah, but the broadcaster is broadcasting out, right? But everything else, the sound comes out is different or different. So what am I trying to say?
I was confused about what you were saying. It's about practice, and building practice and expansion. And through that, you create space for that love to come through, so that it's broadcasted more, emanates out.
Yes.
more
So
from-
what? Yes. So now what I'm trying to say is this. This small speaker can work? Can. Big speaker, more powerful? Yes. Same sound, but now it goes more subtle. It is the frequency. Frequency matters. And frequency can only be attuned by attuning our heart and love and mind, or our soul. Now, clear? It's the frequency, and the practice and everything is all that matters. Because the same good quality, powerful good quality speaker, if you play something with a bad frequency, it will just magnetize that. It would not magnetize, expand that frequency. So at the end of the day, it's still the frequency that matters. The frequency and the energy of ourself that matters. Okay? Yes?
So Rinpoche, you mentioned earlier about the importance of making all these offerings for the deceased,
And
but-
also for yourself.
and for yourself.
And for your family.
Yeah.
Well, the benefit comes if you do it for those who are alive now and you can see it for yourself.
Mhm. But of all the offerings, I don't know, of all the offerings, the light offering seems to be the most important. Can you speak a few minutes about the importance of light offerings?
Light offering is the most important because it represents what Buddhism embodify is to be able to see. When you have light, you're able to see. You're not covered by the darkness of ignorance. This is what it really, the hidden meaning why we offer light. To be able, may I be able to see. If I cannot see, is blind leading the blind. I'm following because my ancestors told me this, or my neighbor said this. Everybody's saying this, saying that, right? Or like, I don't know, so I watch the news. I watch television, television. But if I know, I see, I observe, I feel, I make my own decision. Our own decision, the quality of our decision also will improve with time and experience. And so maybe in the beginning it is very, how to say, reaction experience. We are always reacting to it. But with time, it becomes stop, step back, have a look at it, and then respond after some thoughts and feeling. So similarly, you offer flowers because you want to beautify the place. You see, the whole room in darkness, you put flowers, you cannot see. So the first offering is always the offering of light. Then the offering of flowers, because it is, if you want good things to happen, it's not easy to make the plant flower, you know. Now the plant, you cannot tell the plant, say, "Oi, flower." Tomorrow comes the flower. No, it doesn't happen like that. Weather, nutrition, right? Everything, health of the plant, then it happens. So offering of flowers, it means the gathering of perfect conditions for our practice and for others. And it also represents love, because when you have flowers, everybody feels happy. Right? That's why you offer flowers. Then you offer incense, which is, if you don't like the burning incense these days, put that one essential oil in the misting, same effect. Smells good, feels good, you can see. It's sight, right? So you can see, then you see the flowers. Then after that, what happens? You get thirsty and you want to eat and drink. Right? So have offering of water. You can even offer soda. You can offer anything you like. Seltzer water. You offer fruits. You can offer biscuits. Whatever. So, all in all, it's so important to understand why we want to make offerings, because you want, what is the result we are looking for? Is the most important thing to understand. What is the result we are looking for? And then we do reverse engineering. If we say, I have everything but I'm just not happy, then what do you offer? I have everything but I'm just not happy. And you offer flowers. People who are not happy, who are sad, who are depressed, offer flowers. Take flowers, offer to the Buddha after a day, you cut them and then give them the flowers. Oh, you can bathe with the flowers. The flower water will purify a lot of negative energy. Then just pick the flower and throw it away. Or you put the flowers in a bag and then you put water, then you poke some holes and then you... In Asia, we put a pail of water and then you scoop and you bathe. Like that, flowers and fruits. So you can cut some, offer some lime, and then lime and the flowers, and then you bathe, recite whatever mantra you like. Because you understand now. When you understand, you can improvise the meaning and the conditioned existence. You understand? Feeling full, the need to feel full when we are starving and hungry is to eat. But if that person does not know that this is edible, then totally don't know, zero. Right? If you go out and you do not know that which plant is edible, which plant is not edible. That's it. That's all there is to it. Conditioned existence. The offering brings, making offerings to Guru, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha brings about auspicious conditions in your current life and auspicious conditions in your future lives. The effect for future lives comes about with the motivation from your heart to project where you are praying not just for yourself, but maybe for your family and everything. I give you a good example. This example, I don't want to say about my family. I say about my guru. Chadra Rinpoche was telling me, Rinpoche says, when he was young and he was studying, living in Sera, and he was young and there was a drought. And for a long time there was not enough water. So one day, they requested His Holiness to pray for rain, to grant rain. So His Holiness did puja and then it really started to rain. And then when it rained, everybody was so happy they went out to bathe in the rain. Wash their the robes and everything, to bathe in the rain. After that, Rinpoche said, he got high fever. Very high fever and unwell. And then his manager, the attendant manager, asked Rinpoche, says that, do you want to do puja? You want to do puja? The next morning, do puja, make offering. All few thousand Sangha, monks, pray for you to recover. And then Rinpoche was he said that he was groggy and not well. And then he heard say, oh, make offering and do puja and request all Sangha and make offering to all the Sangha. The power of the Sangha. And so Rinpoche said, oh, power of Sangha. Then he said, yes, please do so. Then he fell asleep. The next morning he woke up, he recovered. So do not doubt the power of Sangha. Right? And it's like collective auspicious condition where many practitioners with a good, big, loving hearts pray for one another. Right? And making offerings to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Then Rinpoche recovered just like that. Okay? So not just a physical offering, also offering of our practice. Right? Any other questions? If you have to go. Yes?
So we can pray, first of all, help ourselves and then take care of our baby and then it understand. How about can we if we pray for like our children, because they are younger than us, they are not attending the teachings. Can we pray for them?
Of course.
And then using the same method?
Yes.
Because nowadays, especially like in America, a lot of teenagers young
Cut
life,
themselves, commit suicide and this and that,
Exactly.
Yeah, in the child, you have to off that. So if the child is very hurt and very, very hurt and very angry, very upset, you can take the pillow, and then your mind, your heart calls out to the mind of that being. And even that person is not there. Even if the person is not there, the person can receive, It's like people ask me to pray for them all around the world, right? And it works together, all the Sangha, we pray for around the world. Why it works? Because it is not a matter of money, or not a matter of anything, but it's a matter of the frequency. So when you call out to the child, ask for the attention of the consciousness of this being. And then you talk to that being, you say sorry, and then you say, please forgive me, Definitely, if you hear of this situation, sometimes people just need to hear the word sorry. And then they want to be empowered. They want to know that they have the power to forgive other people. And then they want people to have a gratitude. Then you must say, thank you. Then you must say, I love you. Okay, you are safe with me. Then say, you are safe with me. Just talk like this to the child. You can whatever message you want to say to the child, whatever love. Because at that deeper meditational level, you're connecting by frequency. You're not connecting by, maybe that person is crazy and behaving very terribly, and you are triggered and you do not know how to react, how to respond. You start reacting, it goes bad way. But when everything is calm, you can talk to that person's photo. Talk to the person's photo. Or if no photo, put a teddy bear and you feel that is that person. You talk to that person. It works. Wouldn't work immediately just by doing one time, because you also cannot grow. You also cannot achieve anything by just yourself doing something for yourself one time. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes patience, and it takes you to have. And the most important thing is that I want to say thank you for being here to listen to this, because I'm sure you would want to try this out at home, in the safety of your own bedroom, in the safety of your own house, and then you talk to the other being. Talk to the person who hurt you. It may be the person who hurt you may be the person whom, definitely the person who hurt you can hurt you because that person meant something to you. Right? Maybe your own parents, maybe your own siblings, maybe your relatives, maybe whoever, your lover or your spouse. They can only hurt you when you allow yourself to be hurt. Remember? Remember this, okay? They can only hurt you when you allow yourself to be hurt. So they can only love you when you allow yourself to be loved. So similarly, you can only love others when you allow yourself to love others. So we start from here. From today, you start. You start to allow yourself to love yourself again. You understand? Just we go by this way. Okay? Any other questions?
Rinpoche, the question I had was not in reference to what you can do for people passing on, but in regards to the relic blessings and how, what should be your mindset when receiving the blessing, and what are the kinds of benefits that it brings to you?
Mindset is to be in awe of something that has no life but can reproduce by itself. Now, Kai just went bathroom. But you can ask him. I gave him Buddha's relic and he put in a container, and they put that container in a bigger stupa in his own house, and he do his practice. Few years later, he opened it up, because before he locked it, he took a photo of it. A few years later, he opened it up, and relics were growing out of the inner container. Golden relics of the Buddha were growing out of the inner container inside the bigger stupa. So don't ask me, ask him. The power of the relics, that they can grow and this and that, really depends on you. How can you and the relics, or the physical body of the Buddha, the relic is this body of the Buddha, and you can connect, and you can connect, they grow. Okay? To be in awe, to believe in miracles. Miracles do happen because you are a miracle of life too. Just whether you made it, you want to make your life happy or not, or sleepy or not, right? Or fat or not, or thin or not, or healthy or not, or whatever it is, you have the power of choice. And you have the power to take action. Don't just think about, oh, it's about me, I just want to do this, I don't care, I don't this and that. Yeah, that is also your power, but that is very low and dense. And that is very low and dense. You need to be you need to uplift yourself so you can enjoy your time here. It's like, If you are going on a holiday and you don't want to go out, you just want to eat your same old instant noodles, but you're in a foreign country, foreign land, you don't want to go out because it's cold. Something wrong, right? Something wrong. You understand? But the reality is that we are all like that. We don't want to try new things in our life right now. We don't want to try new things. We don't want to do something that is beneficial for ourselves, and so that we can benefit others. We just want to think about, okay, I don't know, maybe anything, right? That is being so powerless. And then the sense of power comes from where? The sense of power means they are the keyboard warriors, playing games, and then they can fight, they can fight, they can kill, they can challenge one another. Then they are all the recognition in the world of computer. One day, if there's a massive blackout, no electricity, they have no more self-worth. No more self-worth and everything. So the real self-worth must come from something that is also tangible in this physical world. Understand? Okay? So the relic blessing, when it comes and you receive the blessing, it's like, the great ball of light just touch you on the head, and then you become bright. Like electricity going into the light bulb, and then you just become bright. Okay? Thank you. Any other questions?
I'd like to make a comment about the relics that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to make a comment about the relics that we have here that Rinpoche will use for the blessing. The container is behind him, sitting in the lap of the Buddha. And these relics, since Rinpoche gave them to us in 2014, they have reproduced. They have multiplied in that container as well. So just I wanted to say.
Sometimes the color will change, they reproduce slowly, not immediately, They reproduce without you noticing. Okay, so these are actual real relics of the Buddha. They are reproduced from the original relics of the Buddha. They reproduce, they grow. And then after they grow, you cannot say that they are not the original relic of the Buddha, right? Because they grew from the relic of Buddha, they grow and they slowly grow and slowly grow, like that. Okay? Yeah. So let's recite from this. Then I'm going to give a transmission of Buddha's mantra. So please repeat after me. Yeah. Tayata Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Tayata Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Tayata Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha. Okay, thank you. So this is really we have a good frequency, good feel, good connection, good condition, everything. So yeah, thank you for coming this Saturday morning. And then we got the relic blessing. Then you're free like a bird to fly anywhere you want to go for and do for today. Okay? Thank you. Please come forward. And whenever you come, you see the relic in front before the Buddha. I want to tell you that inside this Buddha, inside the Buddha, the statue also have Buddha's relics inside them. All right. Also, and then when you come and you pray, you make wish. There is a frequency that is charged. Actually, at the base of this Buddha statue, it actually is engraved. May all who pray before this Buddha have all their worldly wants and needs be fulfilled. Have all your wishes fulfilled, and all the way until you become a Buddha yourself. So this is like the major nuclear bomb of energy and power for you to have the energy to have all your hearts and wishes made manifest. Okay? So thank you. Please come forward. Then after that, you are free to go. Thank you.